Hello everyone, Coming Clean here. Today I'm making another special video. The Skylanders have saved the Skylands on multiple occasions and they have defeated many enemies in the process. Obviously many of them are very skilled in hand-to-hand combat. But do they know actual martial arts? That's what we're taking a look at in this video. I hope you enjoy it. I've been doing martial arts myself for most of my adult life with a focus on kickboxing and Taekwondo. Perhaps I wouldn't give myself the title of a brawler sensei, but I definitely do know enough to determine if the Skylanders have had some real training. In this video we're taking a closer look at 4 different Skylanders who fight mainly with their hands and feet and not with any type of weapon. We're starting off with Crash and Terrafin. Crash is a brawler sensei and was recently featured in my 300 subscribers celebration video where I gave an in-depth look at his moveset. Today we're looking at him in a little bit of a different way. His main combo is a 3-hit attack that ends with his signature spin move that you probably never learned yourself unless you were trained by Sensei Wu himself. You'll get the reference if you're a Ninjago fan. His first 2 moves in the combo, however, is a punch and a kick. Here's what the combo looks like. Let's slow it down a bit to break down the moves. First, he throws his right arm out in a hook punch, but he leans forward way too much, completely losing his balance. On top of that, he continues to spin around on one leg, and here he throws out a kick, but it doesn't actually meet its point of impact until he has spun around a 3rd time. What he's performing here is a very weird version of a round kick. A basic round kick is just a kick from the side with your foot parallel to the ground. You can make a spinning version of this kick, and that is commonly called a tornado kick that you can see me performing right here. When you do a tornado kick, you rotate your whole body 360 degrees on the ground and then you throw a kick with the leg that you just use for support. This will give you the most power and balance. Crash is not performing the kick with his supporting leg but with his other leg, which makes it much harder for him to generate power and to keep his balance. The fact that he spins around so much during these animations is obviously to make a smooth transition to his spin attack, and they are probably not supposed to look like actual martial art moves. I'm actually totally fine with this. They probably wanted him to look like he developed his fighting style all by himself, which in some cases makes a lot of sense. In a video game or a movie you can't just give a character fancy martial art moves, the side has to fit the character as well. Moving on to Terrafin. This character has an aggressive look and a pair of large forearms made for punching, and punching he does. His moves are actually very reminiscent of actual boxing punches. The most common punches in all of martial arts is your straight punch, hook, and uppercut. Terrafin actually does all these 3 types of punches in his main combo. I see a lot of good stuff here, but I got one complaint first. He's being very sloppy with his guard. When you throw any type of punch, you want to always keep the hand you're not punching with on your chin for protection. You only want to throw out the 2nd punch in your combo once the first hand is back on your chin. As you can see, Terrafin has his guard very low and he's not protected at all if his opponents were to strike him at the same time. In Terrafin's defense, I would have to say that this is probably the first thing you learn when starting martial arts, but also the last thing you master. You can often see professional fighters also being sloppy with their guard. Other than that, Terrafin throws some great punches. The fact that he uses actual boxing punches testifies to something at least. He also moves his upper body when he strikes. When you throw a punch, the power isn't actually coming mainly from your arm but from the rotation of your hips and shoulders, and you can clearly see that Terrafin moves his upper body with every punch. He can also do a back fist attack, which is a perfectly viable punch as well, by itself or in a combination. Now that we're halfway through the Skylanders, I just want to briefly mention that I upload content weekly about Skylanders and other games as well. If you think that's something that you'll enjoy, then maybe you want to consider subscribing to my channel. Alright, with that out of the way, let's take a close look at the fighting styles of Tae Kwon Crow and Trap Shadow. Tae Kwon Crow's whole name is an obvious pun on the Korean martial art Taekwondo, which is what I've been practicing as well. There are many different styles of Taekwondo, but the most common one, WTF, yes, that's what it is actually called, uses almost only kicks. Never once did we use throwing stars that Tae Kwon Crow does. His secondary attack, however, is a series of kicks. Here's what the 3-kick combo looks like. In Taekwondo competitions, you actually get the most points by hitting with rotating techniques. Series of multiple spinning kicks is therefore very common, and if Tae Kwon Crow is supposed to know Taekwondo, then this ability makes a lot of sense. If you take a look at the first kick, we can see that it's a very commonly used spinning heel kick or reverse round kick. This move is used a lot in actual Taekwondo, but it works best as a counter move or as a part of a combination. It looks like Tae Kwon Crow makes a little jump when he does the kick, and you can in many martial arts see different jumping versions of this kick. His next move in the combo is the same kick again, and even though there are some real-life applications for doing this, there are more efficient combos. The Tornado reverse round kick combo, for example, has a bit more flow and you can throw 2 kicks out in a quicker succession. Tae Kwon Crow then moves on to doing the same kick multiple times again, and now we are perhaps moving away from actual martial arts. That being said, considering Tae Kwon Crow's name, I would have to say that this kick combination is definitely inspired by real Taekwondo. And finally we are taking a quick look at some of Trap Shadow's moves. This character gives off some ninja vibes for sure, but how does his moves look when we examine them more closely? His main attack is a series of quick swipes with his claws. He does swing his hands around a little bit too much, but I'm not familiar enough with this type of combat with weapons to truly judge this move. I know a thing or two about kicking though, and his second ability is a kicking move. I never myself learned how to conjure shadow balls from my feet, but maybe we can skip that part. The move itself looks like a regular round kick that Trap Shadow throws out while jumping. This is a real move for sure that I've been practicing myself in both kickboxing and Taekwondo classes. This is me doing a jumping side kick that's a similar kick. The jumping round kick has the potential to be more powerful than the standing version, but it takes longer to come out and you also leave the ground with both your feet that can also be dangerous in some situations. Finally, Trap Shadow can also perform a spinning kick attack when he moves out of the shadows. This ability does not look realistic at all as he throws out multiple round kicks with the same leg while spinning multiple times in the air. The closest we get to an equivalent of this move in real life would be the tornado kick that I mentioned before. You can do a fancy version of this kick by landing on the foot you just kicked with. This move is called a 540 kick. That's all the Skylander moves I wanted to cover in this video. If you know about more Skylanders that use martial art moves in their moveset, then please let me know in the comments, because I would love to make another video on this topic. That's actually it for this video. Remember to subscribe for weekly content. And thank you very much for watching. My name is Coming Clean and I will see you next time. Take care.